Moving on to our next midfielder now. He's one of our own. He used to be a skate, but he's all right now. Nick, what do you make of his season? James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah, James Ward-Prowse. I like James Ward-Prowse as a player, and he's one of those players that, because he is homegrown, that people still see him as a 16-year-old learning his trade and coming into the game. So 4 or 5 years later, now is the time when James Ward-Prowse should be breaking through. But he's played 100 games. And when you're 16-year-olds in the Premier League, when he came in, and 17-year-olds, you're learning your trade, you're moving on, and that's the problem. Some people still see him and haven't realised how much he's moved on. He's at an age where he needs to take the game by the scruff of the neck now and get in and play it. And we're still not really sure where his best position is. Ronald Koeman himself said, not sure whether he's got it, what it is to be a sitting holding midfield player, or whether we use him in a more attacking role. But he can deliver a ball. So he's got. I'm hoping for bigger things from him next season. I hope he takes the game by the scruff of the neck and shows us the player he can be. But it shows the depth of the squad now, and the fact that in the centre of midfield we had last season Wanyama, Classy, Romu, Ward-Prowse, Davis. There's 5 players there for 3 positions. In the past we haven't had that luxury. So, great player, great member of the squad. Just now like to see him, take the mantle as Stephen Davis sort of comes a little bit older, take the mantle off Stephen Davis and kick on.
Scored a couple of goals against West Brom, a terrific free kick and a penalty. What do you make of his season? Was that a stand-up performance for you, mate?
Yeah, it was. He needs goals from open play, though. He needs goals. We all know he can do the business from free kicks. I think he's exceptional at that, and I don't think maybe some Saints fans appreciate just what value that gives a team, because set pieces are vital in this division. Ward-Prowse, like Nick says, he's got to move on. I think if there was one area I'd like to see him improve on, perhaps it's his physical strength, in terms of getting knocked off the ball and obviously scoring goals from open play. When he plays a more advanced role, he gets in some really great positions, but he just seems to snatch at the chances. I think that last little bit before he shoots, just relax a bit and score, and that will come. But what will his chances come? That's the question, because the midfield now, and who knows what the summer brings with it, people coming in and going, is packed with players, and it's so hard for players to get in. But that's probably true of the whole Premier League. I mean, how many English youngsters do you see playing in the Premier League? Not many.
He's got to make himself undroppable. Stephen Davis for sort of 2-3 years here was seen as your unsung hero, as we like to say. And now he's really made himself into a position this season where you're saying, you can't have a side without him in it. And that's what Ward-Prowse has got to do in the next season. If he'd have come here, if we'd have signed him last year from, I don't know, Brighton or something, and he played 100 league games in the Championship for Brighton and he was stepping in, we'd be saying, we got a little bit of a gem on our hands. But it goes back to the fact that he's a homegrown hero, unsung hero, and, names like Nick Holmes spring to mind, who never really got the credit they deserved until after they'd finished playing.
And to round a season off out of 10, mate?
Well, I'd say 7 out of 10. He'd never let us down. He contributed, helped towards 6th place. But as I say, he never quite just made it to being first choice. And if he does that, then, next season we could be rating him higher.
And Clive, what about you? How do you rate his season?
Maybe it's just goals for me. If he gets goals, he'll get confidence, and he will be an automatic choice, because his attitude is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I've had lucky enough to have met him a few times, and he's a great lad. Loves the club, loves football, and I give him 7 for this season. But I'm really hoping those goals come, because that's what's going to get him in the team every week.
I think I'll agree with these two here. 7 out of 10, 7 from all 3 of us. But let us know in the comments below what do you like about James Ward-Prowse's game. Does he need to score more goals? But let us know in the comments. Subscribe for more.